Would you please take a look at EOS Energy? Great community next. Fantastic place to start your research. Non-flammable, stackable grid-scale battery storage. 91% moving to 100% USA made. Big, beautiful bill. Creates tailwinds for manufacturing credits and domestic content. Backed by the Department of Energy and Cerberus Capital Management. Ties to Trump administration, including CEO as Undersecretary of Defense. EOS battery seems to have big advantages for storage on Department of Defense bases due to non-flammability. Massive tamping production. Would love your insight. Let's get into it. And I know about this company. I've analyzed it because friend of the channel, Jeff Lutz, loves it. Let's look at numbers. And I invest based on future potential, but I also am very conservative around financials. These guys, despite the crazy demand for what they have, they're missing on revenue and they're completely missing on earnings, with the exception of the Q1 2025 anomaly, which is something about some type of SaaS revenue they were able to book there. Let's look at the annual, financials. I always like to look at revenue, net income, EBITDA, and then cash and debt. The debt is horrifying, absolutely frightening. Okay, nearly $350 million, and the EBITDA is minus 700 million. So it is just cataclysmic set of financials. On a quarterly basis, it's not much better. Again, debt nearly $500 million now, and again, losing money hand over fist. Tiny revenue amounts. I mean, they make a pittance of revenue and lose an absolute fortune every quarter. But maybe the future's bright. Let's look at some more stuff. This is the anomaly. I think Jeff called this out. Record Q2 revenue, 122% QOQ shipment. Orders backlog, 672 million. By the way, they lose that much a year, so ignore that number. 18.8 billion commercial pipeline. I don't know how much of that is smoke and mirrors. Revenue, 15 million. Okay. Total cash, 183 million. Notice the way they don't talk about all the debt. So that's, it's like a marketing brochure. So not dinging them, but I'm just pointing out how I analyze the stock. Also, I calculated using our inflation dilution model the amount of share dilution year to date. It's 19.8%, which is kind of high. That means at the start of the year, the 100 shares, now it's 120 shares. You've been diluted to the tune of 20%. Not good. Let's look at the chart. EOS on the ATR. This would fall into the zombie category. However, the trend is up and there is a buy signal on the ATR. So from that perspective, at $6, it's okay. But I would use the ATR and watch it very carefully. Ride it for a short-term trade and exit when it tells you to sell, because this thing is really, really, really accurate for these types of assets. Now, I do believe in energy storage. I believe it's massive. Data centers are exploding. Yes, the big, beautiful bill allows people to write off capital investments. I wish they had more in there around solar, but that's a personal issue. Anyway, but if we compare their data storage device to the Tesla Megapack, this is where it gets interesting. And I know a lot about the Tesla Megapacks. I had to dig in and learn about the EOS energy storage system. But can EOS compete with Tesla? The answer is no. No. However, they do have those little things, like these things are not flammable, which means you can put them on military bases. Perhaps that's a good edge. They have much lower energy density and potentially efficiency as well. They have incredible financial losses, incredible debt, scares the daylights out of me. And if you look at Tesla, they have proven scalability and reliability globally, very high efficiency and integration. If you look at the energy capacity, 500 kilowatt hours versus 3.9 megawatt hours, output 120 to 125 kilowatt hours versus 1.9 megawatt hours. Again, the scale is very, very different. Efficiency, 70 to 80% versus 90 to 95% for Megapack. Cycles, 3,000 cycles versus Tesla, 5 to 10,000. And cost is $1,500 per kilowatt hour, and Tesla's about $300 to $400. I don't know how heavy these things are. They're probably small, but the Tesla ones are very heavy, 38 tons per unit in a 40-foot container when they come in. So the question is, what happens, next? I don't know. We'll see. But what really has me concerned about EOS, and I know all the government money might come and stuff, and it could become like another Palantir. Possibly. But boy, they're in a deep hole right now. Financials are, again, cataclysmic, really scary. And the other thing about these, unless something really happens fast, they may not make it financially. So diluted 20% year to date. These are the warning signs on the financials, the 9 or 10 different issues I found. New debt in the past 3 years, $250 million. Unprofitable for that last 3 years. Asset growth is outpacing revenue growth, always a bad sign. Sloan ratio, poor earnings, terrible earnings. And the Altman Z-score, minus 12.97, means bankruptcy possible in 2 years or so. Really ugly, ugly, ugly set of financials. Would I touch it? No. That's why I looked at it before and didn't. But Jeff does like it. And Jeff has a point. And I'll hammer his home. I said, my gut tells us a much safer energy storage play. I believe I calculated years ago that it's worth $1 trillion market cap based on future projections. But Jeff says, don't overcomplicate it. A $1.1 billion market cap company with built-to-order capacity of $1.3 billion, run rate by next year, which could 10x, 91% US sourced and growing. Does anyone think that battery storage market is shrinking? No, there will be multiple winners. So he's right. There will be multiple winners. But again, the financials, tragic. So unless they can dilute a whole bunch more shares and wipe people out, I don't know. But that the debt, the cash, the losses paint a horrible picture for me. Maybe they could become a Bitcoin treasury company as well.